everybody, welcome back. Got some new chickens. Well, they're not exactly new. They're a couple of weeks old now. Monday they'll be 3 weeks old, but look at them. Oh, and I wanted to show you all my brooder setup. This is like the best thing. It's actually a pet playpen for your dogs or cats, rabbits, or whatever. But it works perfect as a chicken brooder. And it comes in one piece. It just kind of folds in. And it has a bag that comes with it. And I love it because it's all in one. Look, it's got this net top on it so you don't have to worry about your chickens flying out. And it zips all the way around. So you can actually get to them. Look at them. Aren't they the cutest thing? And that's my grand dog. That's Koba. He's a Rottweiler, and we haven't tested him as chick friendly yet, so he has to see him on the outside of the cage. But look, I got all different kind in there, and they're gonna get added to the ones that are out in the yard. They're about 3 weeks old, so they got about 3 or 4 more weeks to go before I can put them outside when they become fully feathered. But this brooder, or this thing here that I'm using as a brooder, this pet cage or playpen or whatever you want to call it. This is the extra large one, I guess. It's 61 inches. And I've got the heating plate in there, the water, I've got their food, and I got them a little roosting bar, and they still have place to grow. Hopefully to keep down on some of the dust, because I was using that dog cage, as you can see right there, and that's what I raised most of the chickens in, and I had to put cardboard in it to keep the litter in, and they were their waste would get down on the little panel, and it was a pain trying to access it. But this here is so much better, and the ventilation. Haven't had too much dust this time around, and it's got doors that you can unzip, and you can get to them that way if you need to. You need to change something out. It's got one on the opposite side. It's got little pockets on it. If you follow me around, if you want to store some supplies in it, there's one there. This little net pocket here, and it's got little vent holes down here. This is great. I love it. And I also I put dog pads in the bottom of it, training pads in it, and then I put their litter, the flakes, on top of it. And so when it's time to clean it, I just grab the dog pads up, roll them up, put them in the trash, and put down new ones, and then I can put down new flakes. So anyway, just wanted to show you all. I know I've seen a lot of questions on the chicken groups about what people use for brooders, and I actually saw this idea on one of the chicken groups as well. And I was like, you know what? Let me just give it a try, and I'm glad I did. So if anybody got any questions or any, been thinking about a chicken brooder, this is a perfect setup. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Hey, everyone. Another update on the chickens. You just saw the baby chickens in the house. And right now, these are the ones from late summer, early fall. There's a video that goes back to when we got those, and we will post that video, a link to that video as well. But from then to now, you can see them. And believe it or not, I wasn't expecting them to start laying until probably now, March, April of this year, because chickens don't really lay that well when it's cold. And they didn't come of laying age until January, actually around December. So I wasn't expecting them to lay until the spring, but they started laying in mid-December, and they have been laying solid ever since. I am right now collecting at least 2 dozen eggs a day, and you will see that. I'm going to show you that today as well. But right now we're going to give the girls, and these are all ladies. I had a couple of roosters and I had to rehome them because we can't have roosters in this area, and I didn't want them messing with my chickens. I don't want to breed chickens. I just wanted the chickens for eggs. So come go with me. We're going to go in. And I think the last time you all was with us with the chickens, we only had the chicken house. We have since expanded that. Had someone to come in and build that out. We added another egg hutch that you see that's not painted as well. And we added this run. Now this is still a work in progress, but it will do for now. It's predator proof, so we don't have to worry about that. But there's still some things we want to do with it. So we've given them a lot of space to grow. And as you see, they want to come out. Nope, you got to stay in here. Come on. If you get out, something will get you for sure. Okay? So they know the color of this bucket. They know this blue bucket means that there's goodies in here. And they also know that when I come into the run, I usually have something for them. So you can see them all around my ankles. Now it's a little muddy in here. We put the straw down, but it has snowed. We've had ice storms. We had rain. So it's not as bad as it could be. I'm gonna put down more straw, but for now it's doing the job. It's pretty much keeping their feet dry and keeping them out of the mud, so it works. All right, ladies, I'm gonna give you your snack. I just need to hang my basket up. Okay, y'all ready? I mean, they really are underfoot. So I usually sometimes will put their feed in containers, especially if it's really wet out here. But it's good to just throw it out so that they can scratch for it, because that's what chickens do, right? They love to scratch. That's their natural. That's what they do naturally. Just to dig for food. So I'm just gonna spread this around. Give them something they can scratch at. It also helps them to get exercise, keeps them from being bored. When they're bored, they have a tendency to pick on each other. The exercise will help the circulation, and that will help, especially in cold weather, help them to not get frostbite, things of that nature. If you keep, they got good circulation, so that's all really good. And it keeps them happy. It lets them do what they do naturally. And that's forage for food. So that should keep them busy for a minute. Believe me, it won't last long. And I had worms in there. I had black soldier fly larvae in there. I had some crickets in there, some scratch grains in there, and some cracked corn, and some black oil sunflower seeds. That's what their snacks consist of. And a couple, 3 times a week, I give them garlic, dry crushed garlic. That helps with their immune system, and it's not a dewormer, but it can help keep the worms away. And I also give them an egg booster a couple of times a week too, especially now with it being winter and not so much sun is out, to try to keep their egg production up. And then of course they get their fully loaded feed every day, the calcium building. They got feed that has all the nutrients in it that they need, and I've got grit that they can have access to, and they also have extra calcium in these oyster shells as well. So they eat pretty good, and they got access to water here and water inside of the coop. So they're pretty good, I think. They're laying some awesome eggs, and we're gonna show you that now. I got 2 egg hutches. And they are using both of them. Now, they were using the one on the other side more than this one when this one was new. I've added this one maybe a month or so ago. And I actually thought they might not use it, but now they're starting to use this one more than the other side. And I can hear one of the hens on the nest. She is in here now. Actually, there are 2 of them. So one of those is my Easter egger, and I'm not sure, that may be a black oyster lorp, I'm not sure. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave that, let them be. Don't wanna chase them off the nest. And let's go to the other side and see if we have eggs over there and if we have any hens over there now. We'll come back later and get those. I've got hens that lay all day long. I've heard some people say their hens lay in the morning. Some people say they have midday layers. Others say they have afternoon layers. Well, I've got all 3. I've got chickens that lay morning, first thing in the morning, chickens that lay midday, and I've got late layers that lay as late as 4:30 in the afternoon. So what I usually do, instead of collecting eggs all day long, I just wait until the afternoon around 4:30, and then I come out and check and see. And then that's when I collect all the eggs. And I don't have to do it one time. Otherwise, I'd be running out 3 or 4 times a day because they lay all day long. And that's okay. That's fine. Whatever their cycle is, I'm good with that, because we are getting some very, very good eggs. And we don't have anyone on this side, so we're gonna go ahead and collect these. Now I'll check this side again when I come out and see if anybody decided that they wanted to lay on this side again. Now look at that one. That's a speckled one. Okay, now I've got some speckled Sussex, and that may be a speckled Sussex egg. They just started laying. These are, those blue ones, of course, are from my Easter eggers. And I've got a, this olive one here is from the olive egger, who is fairly new. She's young. She just started laying. She's one of the younger chicks, one of the younger hens. Okay, so this is just half of what I usually get every day, and that's what, 3, 6, 9, 11, almost a dozen.
There's one down
It is
back
a
there.
dozen. There's one back here. So I got a dozen off this side, and I usually get a dozen from over there as well. So I'm usually getting around 2 dozen a day right now. I've got about 30 chickens, 29 to be exact. So that means if I'm getting 24 eggs a day, I still got 5 more that aren't laying yet. And occasionally I'll get 22. Somebody decide they don't want to lay for the day. But average, at least 20 to 21 a day. So, and I think I usually check in here because sometimes, especially with a new layer, she doesn't really know yet that she's supposed to lay the eggs in the nesting boxes. And so I just usually check inside to make sure nobody has laid one in the hen house, and I'll check on that side to make sure that there aren't any in there either. Okay, and she's still laying, so we're not gonna bother her. When I come back out later, I'll get the eggs from that side. All right, guys, there you have it. The latest update on the chickens. They're doing well. And I expect this spring, this summer, into the fall, we're gonna have tons and tons of eggs. We're gonna be taking them to the market, to the farmer's market, and we're gonna have a roadside stand that we're gonna set up so that we can get rid of them all, because there's no way that my family and I can eat them all. And then we give them to neighbors and people in the neighborhood, in our community, to friends and family. But thank you all for stopping by, and we will see you again. Have a good one.